Do you need tools or a workshop to finish your next DIY project? Well, today we're going to find how a Makerspace community workshop might be the right solution for you. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave and we are at a community workshop called Synergy Mill in Greenville, South Carolina. We're going to get a shop tour from one of the owners, Joey, and he's going to tell us how a makerspace might be perfect for your next project. Let's go inside and meet Joey. Hey Joey.
Hey Dave, good to see you.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Doing fantastic. Really good.
It's good to be back.
It is.
We're here in Synergy Mill.
Yes.
You're Makerspace. You're one of the owners here at Synergy Mill.
Right.
And I have to start this off by saying thank you so much for all your support over the years. You've been such a big supporter of Maker Pipe, and we've been members off and on in our journey. But I want to say thank you for all your support.
My pleasure.
Along the way.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good stuff to support. We love you guys.
Well, thank you. We're excited to see what has changed about the space and to check out the Makerspace in general. But we also want to kind of answer a question for people watching. What is a Makerspace? Is it right for them? Who is a Makerspace for? And how do you guys help them? Kind of guide people through that to see if it's something they should look for if they're not in the Greenville, South Carolina area,
right,
where Synergy Mill is. Can they find something similar? So, how would you kind of summarize a Makerspace in general?
That's awesome. First off, Dave, thank you so much for coming out and doing the thing. And we're still doing the mask thing. Is it okay if I take this off?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, fantastic. So welcome to Synergy Mill. And that's the Makerspace concept peaked a couple years ago. And it's amazing that still people aren't quite familiar with what the term Makerspace is about and what the concept is. So basically, Synergy Mill is a big room with tools in it. It's kind of like a gymnasium for tools. And for a monthly subscription, we're member supported. Monthly subscription, you can come in and use all of the equipment, any materials that are available, and then have access to the community of people that can help you make whatever it is you want, or start a small business, or begin, investigating welding or a skill that you want to investigate. So it's more than just a room with tools and stuff like that. That's stuff a makerspace needs. But what a makerspace really is a launch pad for adventure. So here's a story about that. Had a guy named Randy that came in and was a member, and he built a teardrop trailer in the shop here, like in that booth right over there. And he used all the tools, he brought in materials, he had some people help him. But that resource of here was just part of the adventure that he took. What the real exciting part of what we experienced with Randy was that he started sending back pictures. After he got his trailer done, he started sending back pictures, out by the lake, the stars, girlfriend, and it was just the adventure that he took all over the Southeast in this trailer that he built here. And then he eventually sold it and made some money, and he's off doing some other things, and I think he's even going to be building more teardrop trailers.
Oh yeah? Wow.
But that it was more than just the tools, it was more than just the room here, it was more than just the project. It was, let's go on a really cool adventure and experience the world with something that we made.
Right. And that you facilitated that.
Yes, we helped out. Yeah.
No, I remember Randy. I remember flying drones with Randy. We flew a lot of drones here.
Sure did.
And
it's more than just hobbies and just hanging out and having fun. This is a spot where someone could come up with a concept and turn it into a small business. We have several people here that are currently running small businesses out of Synergy Mill. Plexus Puzzles is here. I got a guy that's doing knives and jewelry, metal jewelry out of exotic metals out of here. A little company called Okie Dokie Smoky does some cigar-related accessories, laser cutting and laser engraving.
Nice.
And so we help people with their idea of, hey, maybe it's not a change the world idea, but it's a change their life idea, where they can get in and do an Etsy, build an Etsy store and have the resources to laser engrave whatever they want, or run it through the mill or whatever they want to do to make a thing that they can sell on Etsy. And hey, Okie Dokie Smoky paid for vacation last year, so
Nice. Right.
it wasn't life altering, but
Well, that's some adventure, right?
it was an adventure right there. So took a hobby. Christy took a hobby and turned it into a thing that she can make money on that pays for the hobby and more.
Well, I know what you're talking about because I consider MakerPipe
Exactly.
alumni of that, right? Being at Synergy Mill and the community and what you guys were able to do was critical to getting MakerPipe started. I mean, we filmed our Kickstarter here.
Yes,
In
I
this
remember that.
building. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was great. And it's such a beautiful space and all the support. You guys made that possible. That is, ushered us along on that journey. So I know from experience that is the truth.
Yeah.
And something we really appreciated too, because and it didn't stop there. You put us in contact with the whole community. I remember us being on the front page of the Upstate Business Journal that you facilitated. We did TEDx salons.
Yes.
There was multiple things that you guys helped. We did a build night here, all kinds of things.
Right.
So I can attest to that as being part of it. And that was, we appreciate that. Who else, businesses or somebody like Randy that wants to go on that adventure? Do you see other similar types of people come through and become members?
Yeah, just some people just want to try out something. Like they think they like welding, or they want the opportunity to try, and they don't have a welder at home or anybody to show them. So we provide that opportunity where someone can come in on a Saturday and for 4 hours have a tutorial and learn what they like or what they don't like about welding.
Right.
This exposes people to have access to equipment that they normally wouldn't have access to. The laser cutter engraver is another example of that, of where you can grab a piece of wood from a recycled pallet, throw it in the laser cutter, and cut your address on it, and heck, you could sell that on Etsy for $50, right?
Yeah.
So that opportunity shows up. People who want to just try out something new, or if they just have a little project. I had one couple that was refinishing furniture, and they just had 4 or 5 chairs that they wanted to refurnish. Well, instead of going and buying all of the stuff to make that, they could just come right in here. A couple Saturdays, they got their stuff done, and they're out.
Right. So smart. Yeah, it seems like such a great way. The first time I used a laser cutter was in here. A tool that you don't really have access to, and you guys are, able to provide that access to high dollar equipment, and just middle of the road stuff too. Like to weld, you need a welder, but then all these other things that they can just try, and that's cool. Well, that's definitely a help I can see for a lot of people.
Yeah, but we have tools that some people can't have at home because they're too big or too loud. I have one guy that he does upcycling of wood stuff, and Matt had a little altercation with his neighbors
Oh, really?
about how loud his router and his planer were.
Oh.
And so he's like, "Well, hey Joe, I need a membership because I can't work at home anymore."
Oh no, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. So we offer that, and and he's just an absolutely fantastic guy. When he's in here, you just hey, everybody can just ask and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Show me what you're doing. Teach me this," or learn from each other. That is probably the best. The best thing that you can get out of a makerspace is to be able to hang out with people who can help you get where you want to go.
Right.
It's not just the tools, but hey, it's the knowledge and somebody else's experience. And you can learn from your own experience, or you can learn from somebody else's experience. And one of them's expensive, and one of them's a little cheaper.
Right.
And you can get that mentoring for somebody that can save you a lot of time, save you a lot of pain.
Right.
Sometimes it's painful.
And you guys do training as well, right? You do classes to help people get that education?
Yes. Yes. So if you want to learn how to run the laser, you want to learn how to do carpentry work, we have classes for that. Usually members get classes for free or for very low cost. But then we also have classes that are for doing a thing, like building a lamp out of a cigar box and a wine bottle.
Right.
Or doing something with plastics, like making a business card holder out of plexiglass, something like that. So we help you with the project, help you get through it, help you learn what's going on, and then kind of turn you loose and let you figure it out and make it bigger.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a great space. How about we take a look around? You want to show off
Sure.
some of the tools in different spaces in the workshop?
Let's do that.
Okay.
This end of the shop is mostly woodworking, and we have a wood lathe, table saw, miter saw, pretty much all the stuff that you need to do regular cabinetry work. We have a planer over there and some other saws. We upcycle pallets for our wood. So yeah, we just get those for free and pull the wood apart, and makes it super simple to make whatever you want out of pallet wood, because it's, considering how much wood costs now, this is like $1 million worth of wood right here. So that's all free and available for people to use. We have some storage area. If you're a member, you can store some stuff here. These booths are suites right here, where a small business or a member can have their own dedicated space. They can work on their own stuff. Sometimes we have people that have intellectual property stuff going on, and they can't let anybody see that, or patents get out and get complicated.
Right.
So we've had that. We've had people developing medical equipment here, and some genetic stuff, and some interesting things, like the guy that was doing was making caffeinated lettuce.
Wow, caffeinated lettuce.
Yeah, he's a genetic engineer guy. He was doing robotic systems that did all the combination stuff, and that in a makerspace. It was really cool. Workbenches, you can do whatever you want to on the workbench. It's really cool. We clean them off with a sander when they get dirty. That's a lot of fun. This is an older laser cutter, 50-watt laser, CO2 laser.
Right. I remember this.
Yeah.
Very cool. I remember cutting vinyl stickers on this for MakerPipe. We were going to a maker fair,
right?
And Josh knew how to operate it, and we made some vinyl stickers, and it came out great.
Yeah, fantastic.
It was a real help.
Yeah, so this is our new laser cutter engraver here. This is a 130-watt, 3-foot by 5-foot bed.
Wow.
And it'll cut half-inch plexiglass up to half-inch plywood. And so, we've made some really cool stuff out of it. Very cool.
Half-inch. I mean,
Half-inch plexi. Yeah.
Wow.
Very good.
What are some of the cool things that people have made with this laser cutter specifically?
Well, we did a project with a company called Westrock, and they make some plexiglass displays for faucets. And we cut out the half-inch plexiglass and then mounted the faucets on them for displays. So that came out of here. We have people making game pieces, like for role-playing games, for their little armies and so forth.
Neat.
A lot of that's going on. Of course, people just, hey, let's experiment and see what happens, and throw something in there and see if it cut it.
Right.
Yeah, so something you probably couldn't do with go to a business somewhere down the street and go, hey, can I just try something?
Yeah, no,
probably not.
Forget it. Yeah.
But we're all into that. We're into, hey, if you have an idea, let's see if it works. Let's try something.
Right.
And give it a shot. And I don't know, I've never done it before. Have at it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so the faucet, the plexiglass that you were cutting for the faucet,
right?
Was that, and you have one of those?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, I've got one right here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we cut cut the edges out, cut the square out on the laser cutter, and then finish the edges with sandpaper, like 4 or 5 different layers of sandpaper, and
Yeah, it
then
looks
polished it on the polishing wheel. But the inside here we did on the CNC mill, which is just around the corner there.
So is this a company that needed your help in making this?
Yeah, these were the, they make a bunch of these, and then if like somebody in a store somewhere breaks one or they lose one or something like that, or they have a new product, we make the little extras. So the onesies, twosies that come back, they don't have to retool their assembly line. We'll just take care of the onesies and twosies for them.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, a big help from them because you have a piece of equipment that you can do the onesies and twosies, right?
Right.
And I mean, that links also to businesses in the area, which is a neat other tie that you guys have.
Yes.
Cool.
And another thing about this is that we learned how to use the CNC machine doing this project. So there were 2 people that learned CNC milling off of this one project.
That were members.
They are members here, yes.
Oh, that's great.
So it was a money-making opportunity, serve the businesses, and we got some skill building going on, and now we have 2 people that are comfortable, actually from zero, that had never done CNC milling, and so they learned CNC milling with this project.
That's awesome. Nothing gets you going like having to, serve a customer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great way to learn because the pressure's on. You got to figure out
deliver,
how to
right?
do it. You got to deliver.
You have to deliver.
That's neat.
And it's really awesome because all of the stages of what we worked on and all of the gear that we use, it was a positive benefit everybody all the way around.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. Nice. That's a neat part of it.
Yeah. Well, let's continue our tour.
Okay.
We have a flight simulator here that's we're still working on, get it going. It was working at one time. It was a lot of fun. You could, fly prop jets or props or whatever, F-18s and P-51, anything. And it was super awesome. If you aren't careful, it'll make you sick. And it's, it'll balance out, and it's just a lot of fun.
It's kind of like a project just waiting for the right member, possibly.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you don't have a project, I mean, you're happy to have them make plexiglass faucet mounts or rehab a flight simulator.
Yeah, do what inspires you. Follow that thing that inspires you.
Right.
So we got painting cabinet there. We got paints and so forth. Regular hand tools, regular shop tools. This area here is the metal shop area. Metalworking tools, grinders and band saws. We have 4 different kinds of welding: MIG welding, TIG welding, wire feed welding, and stick welding.
You've got all the major ones.
Got all the major ones. There's a plasma cutter around here someplace. I think it's out being used. Vertical mill and a metal lathe. And we have in this cabinet a CNC mill. And it looks a lot like that CNC mill. They're both very similar.
Yeah.
That will do light, soft metals and woods and plastics.
Nice.
Yeah, really super awesome. You have a piano. Sometimes you need a piano.
You never know.
You never know. Does come in handy. Down this way we have 3D printing. Got a bunch of 3D printers there.
And those are technologies. I mean, both the mills and the routers, and then also the 3D printers. I mean, that's like a whole workflow that you've got to, if you're new to 3D printing, you got to learn all the steps involved, right?
Right. Yeah. There's the CAD part. There's the actual technology of 3D printing, and then of course, that is one grumpy machine, right?
Yeah.
Getting that to work takes a lot of patience and sometimes a lot of repetition, right? To get it right. So,
always something to tweak, and the
Exactly.
router too. I mean, it's rare that you just put it on, turn it on, and then part.
Now the laser cutter is probably the simplest and quickest. Throw something in there and make it go. Immediate gratification that we have here. It's a lot of fun.
Right.
So we have electronics working tools here, some computer stuff over there. Any of the materials that you find in here are, if they don't have anybody's name on them, you can use them. Got refrigerators over there that are full, microwave, copy machine, printer, all the stuff that you kind of need for, kind of officing. If you want to hang out and do that.
I remember the refrigerators.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd come for the open house nights.
Right.
And you were always very gracious with
Yes.
whatever kind of beverage.
Right. Yeah, there's the everybody fridge, and then there's the adult fridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and everybody just donates a little extra, and we have plenty for everyone.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. I like
Super awesome community.
that. Yeah.
What else we got? Hey, you might recognize these
Oh, I do.
right here. This is
That is a throwback to, how old do you think that is?
that's about 6 years.
6 years.
6 years ago, we put this together, and
Right.
it's the Makerpipe thing is absolutely fantastic.
That's
A lot of people
great.
use it. We do the thing.
I thought it was a great idea for the build. So you hosted Makerpipe one night,
Right.
and we all had a building session where we built whatever we wanted to, and that was the project.
Yeah.
And it came out awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
And then it was nesting. So you had the Z
Yes.
pattern in the bottom. There were two of them.
We had two of these, right?
Right.
Yeah, and they nested together. Yeah, it was a good design. Some of it was a little bit out of the box because the bottom pieces aren't parallel because
Yep.
Oh, well, how are we going to fix that? Oh, we'll just twist it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And,
And I
you know,
remember those bends were a
Yeah.
little bit challenging to get that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
But that's it's fantastic stuff. This is the kind of good stuff that you learn here on a Makerspace, right?
Right.
And very cool. Behind you is the this is the kaleidoscope, and it's kind of in a disassembled thing here. I give you some videos of it, but it's a big kaleidoscope,
Right. Right.
and it's got a big it's like a record player on the top here, and it's a community art thing. So you can when you beginning of the day, it's like just a white platter.
Right.
But then as people come and they start putting stuff on it, it turns into a kaleidoscope, and you see it's a video kaleidoscope. So you can see the pattern there and watch it evolve throughout the day and become more complicated and pretty.
Yeah. This is the project that you posted, I think, on the Makerpipe community.
Yeah.
And I featured it on Makerpipe Monday, and I missed the part that it was community driven, that different people throughout the day were placing different items. That's so cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
we had this at Artisphere. That's why it's out.
Right.
It was for Artisphere. It was actually built for TEDx Greenville back in 2016.
oh, wow.
I got my name on it.
Nice.
24 of 2016 is when I actually built this, and this was the first project that came out of Synergy Mill. The very first one.
Oh, wow. That's neat.
It's awesome stuff.
And you guys are, I mean, I found that out with Makerpipe, that you guys are so entrenched in the community. I mean, when we were a member, it was like, you were pointing us in all different directions, and it was fantastic. But if there's an event in town, and there's a lot of events in downtown Greenville, it's right over there.
Yeah.
You guys are a part of it.
Oh, we try to be.
Yeah.
As many as we can get to.
Right.
And it's about those connections, right? It's connections with people and getting people connected with ideas. And then, even if you just get people together, ideas spring forth and, friendships start and relationships happen and innovation occurs.
Right.
And then, of course, that turns into economic development and economic mobility for people who are, learning how to, students making money and getting it and becoming a productive society member or doing what they want to do, giving them freedom, having that adventure we talked about, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's exactly what happens.
Exactly. Yeah, and students too, the younger generations. I mean, kids. We've gone over to Roper Mountain, the local science center, a bunch of times together, and that's been a blast. So you guys, I mean, not only with this, but with just your presence in the community, inspire, I think, students also.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of students?
We
in
do.
here? Yeah.
We do. In fact, I've got a young guy. He's 12, and he's been doing woodworking, and he made I'm gonna sneak this out. Bear will let me do this. His name is Bear.
Bear?
Bear. And
Shout out to Bear.
he made this chessboard, and he's still working on some of it.
Oh,
But
wow.
this was made out of a pallet wood.
No way.
The oak part here is
Yeah.
pallet wood, and,
Oh my gosh.
the walnut was just discarded walnut that he found in the shop.
Wow.
And,
12 years old.
12, yeah. And I gave him some hints and helps and tips on how to run the table saw. But for the most part, he did the whole thing himself.
Nice.
And so he's learned about woodworking and so forth like that. And I think for Halloween he made a pneumatic candy gun out of big PVC. And he had a blast doing that. Opening up for the opportunity for kids to experiment with things that they wouldn't have access to at home.
Right.
And of course, they turn out some really, really awesome work.
Wow. Wow. That's really neat. I mean, hearing about the members that you have and the different projects and the things they learn, I mean, I can't see how it's not something that happens all over the country. It's still, it seems so useful for communities and individuals. If they don't have a workshop, they need the tools. If they want to connect with a community, I mean,
Exactly.
it's amazing.
That's a place to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look in your town for somebody that's doing that, or just get together with people and start something.
Right.
And it's super easy to do. Just hang out together and create something.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if people watching this are in the upstate of South Carolina, they definitely have to check out Synergy Mill and become a member or stop by, and check in with your progress.
Absolutely.
And then, I hope people in their own communities throughout the country and beyond, maybe start one themselves, or at least look up who's already established.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
I think that it's a real benefit for the community and for people.
Absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
hope you guys keep growing and keep getting members and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. And we're excited about it. And, from here on, really awesome stuff for the community is going on. We do have a community garden out there. Grab you a pepper on the way out.
Okay.
We're working with a group called Fellow Countrymen, and they help homeless veterans, get off the street. And one of the projects that we're helping them with is building container homes. And of course, out in back, we've got a container home.
Wow.
That we're starting this month to fit that into build it into a little house. And we're using the help that we're getting is from some of the homeless veterans.
Wow.
So they get to build their own house, and we provide the tools and the training and the camaraderie and help them solve their problem.
That's amazing. Well, Joey, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for all your help with Maker Pipe. I truly appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And we're looking forward to hanging out here a lot more in the future and spending time with you.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah. Thanks,
Good to
Joey.
see you.
Nice seeing you.